All right, I don't really know how to start this, so I'm just going to start yapping. So, got a bit of a major update for you. This will ultimately affect the trajectory of this channel. So, yeah, it's a pretty big thing. I mean, I just got off work. It's 1 a.m. as of recording this. I'm pretty sure whenever you see this, it's going to be like in the evening or something. But, yeah, as you can see, I'm still in my damn work clothes. I usually take a shower as soon as I get home, but I just had to get this off my chest because I was just thinking about it on the way home, and it's like, you know what, let me just sit down, pump this out real quick because I'm not going to hold you guys for too long, and then I'll go do my business because I also just need to, man, I really need to wash up and lay down. I'm sleep deprived as fuck right now. Ooh. Oh, I feel beat up too. But yeah, so let me get into the meat of things. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a pretty big risk and merge Magnus Zero and Kane Magnus, my second channel. Now, there's problems with this. There's pros and cons to it. Plenty. Because the main reason why I made Kane Magnus in the first place was to separate it from the Magnus Zero content. Because I know my Mega Man viewers wouldn't necessarily would jive with the stuff that I would normally put on Kane. And I made that channel to be its own separate space to allow that type of content to thrive without, both audiences clashing with each other. And I didn't want to have that friction affect the status of the channel and all of that. But the more I thought about it, the more I needed to just be real with myself and stop deluding myself into thinking that I could manage two channels. That's just not happening right now. It just can't happen. Especially with everything going on and, life still beating the shit out of me right now. Like I said, I'm sleep deprived as fuck. And life's just been beating the hell out of me, man. But that's all I can do is just keep on going. That's just how I was raised, how I taught myself how to cope. Just keep on going, man. Because I'm not going to sit up here and throw a little pity party over this shit. I'm just trying to move on forward. No matter how much I get beat on, just got to keep it trucking, y'all. I can't stress that enough. But this merger, I think it does need to happen for the sake of my mental health and time management's sake. Because at least here, when I think about it, it's not like the workload of the projects are changing. It's just I don't have to worry about the extra shit of managing two channels, managing two separate brands, when I can just bundle all of that together. Because when I think about it, regardless of the two types of content, they both channels have the exact same central focal point to focus on. And what is the true meaning behind my content? And it's, just expressing my passions for stuff. And on the Kane Magnus side, that's, more of a nostalgic trip down memory lane, or, expressing what I love about writing in video games or media and stuff like that, or just geeking out over my favorite shit. And Magnus Zero is kind of the same thing. It's just isolated to Mega Man. So I was thinking, like, why not just merge them? I mean, because one thing that I'm super grateful for you guys on Magnus Zero is that even though I have 20,000 plus subscribers, it's still a lot of y'all that show up and watch my shit no matter what I put out, because I know y'all are here for me, and it's not just the content. Because no matter what I upload, I still get a consistent 1,000 plus views, and like I'm super fucking grateful for that. So I feel like the pros might outweigh the potential cons of merging, because my numbers are down anyway. And at this point, like I said, this channel's like a hobby anyway. So whether this little experiment of mine fails or not, it really doesn't matter, because I could just pivot and just go back to doing what I was doing before. But the tentative idea is to, one, take that Shining Force video from Kane Magnus, private it just to test the waters, and then re-upload it over here to see how it does. But with a caveat, I'm not going to do that right away, because there's this one big video that I think is going to be the most important video I have ever uploaded in my entire video making career, if you want to call that a fucking career. I feel like that video that I have in mind will properly bridge the gap between Magnus Zero and Kane Magnus, because I can't speak on too much of the details right now, but that video is gonna just be a very big, I guess you can say, open journal that details my entire history with gaming, my entire history with, hell, I can even put anime in there. Like anything that had an impact on me, it's going to be in that video. And you're going to have your little splashes of Mega Man, Shining Force, Devil May Cry, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball franchise in general, Yu Yu Hakusho, like just all kinds of good shit that I grew up on and how they were there for me in all walks of my life and stuff like that. And I feel like that would really open up the gate to a bigger and badder Magnus Zero, because then I've got the variety I've always wanted to explore with the channel, whether shit does good or not. That's what matters the most, expressing my passions, because one of the new slogans I was going to come up for with Kane Magnus over there, the second channel, it was going to be called Analyzing with Passion. And I think I'm going to adapt that over here to Magnus Zero, because I think that's basically just the same message that I spread on this channel too. Like, I'm a pretty passionate guy. I speak fondly and openly about the stuff that I love and have an impact on me. So why not, you know? But I'll keep you guys updated. I'll, put things in community posts if I have to. But one more thing before I leave. Memberships. Now, they've been sitting idle for like years, ever since YouTube rolled that stuff out. And YouTube's always telling me, hey, if you want to make more revenue, turn on, not ads, turn on memberships. And then I had like a mutual that told me like a few months ago, like, dude, what are you doing? You need to turn your memberships on, dude. And I'm like, but do I really want to? Like, I'm not knocking people who have memberships. If anything, some of my favorite creators are like have their memberships on and I support them through that. So definitely not knocking it. I just think for me personally, I just feel a bit on the fence about it, because I would just feel so bad just taking money from people, monthly. And I can't even think of any incentives that are like worth me taking, for example, like $2 a month from y'all. Like it just doesn't jive with me. But since I'm going to be going through this merger soon, I could probably turn it on, because that means more content. Because you guys got to understand, if I merge it, that means it's going to be double the usual content. Even I don't post that frequently, but still. And that means that probably opens up the avenues for, more incentives to be made up. But at the same time, I don't even know, man. If y'all got ideas for what I could use my memberships for, I would gladly take any suggestions, because I'm stumped. I've been stumped for years. That's why I've never turned them on. But if I can just get over the whole guilt of taking money from people every month, yeah. Like I said, still on the fence about it. I don't even know if I'm even going to do it, but just let me know what you guys think. And yeah, whatever suggestions you have, I can mull them over, or they might give me some ideas that could lead into something even better. So definitely let me hear your thoughts. But yeah, like I said, I'm just going to keep taking the punches, rolling with it, because that's how life is, man. And the one constant is that I love content creation. It's really one of the glues that's keeping me together, to be honest with you. So I want to keep doing this because it helps me keep going. But yeah, I need to put something in my stomach, get out of these damn work clothes, take that shower, and goddamn, I might just crash out, man. It's probably going to be the earliest I've ever slept. Damn, this hat stinks, man. Shit. I have to wash that. Anyway, stay chill.